Hey everybody, Parker here. Welcome to Truck Talk Tuesday, the show where I sit in my truck on Tuesday, talk to you guys about real estate. So I'm going to answer one of the main questions I keep getting asked over and over and over again. Are we in a bubble? When are we going to see a crash? What's going on? Are these prices going down? What's happening here in this market? And why is everything continuing to drive up? And I decided to do a little bit of research because I saw this really cool infographic on Facebook from one of my mortgage broker buddies. And it really put things into perspective. I've talked several times about how Central Oregon is significantly underbuilt. And that's something that isn't just a Central Oregon issue. That's actually a nationwide issue. Right now, Deschutes County is missing about 3,000 homes. It's projected across the entirety of the United States we're missing between 1.5 and 3 million homes. So why is that? I'm going to throw this graphic up for you really quick. Give it a look. Look at the trend, everything that's going on. You can see for a very long time we were building for 20 million or so homes per year across the United States. And then we hit the crash, the Great Recession, Depression 2.0, essentially. And over the last decade, we've built 25% of the homes that we have over the previous decades. And that's where kind of our problem lies. We look at what happened during that major recession. We saw a large percentage of small home builders go out of business. There was a lot of home builders that specialized in building just half a dozen to a dozen homes per year. They didn't do a lot of stuff. There wasn't a lot of production work. It was mainly custom, speculative, things along those lines. But when the lending regulations really tightened up, it ratcheted down a lot of lendability on people, and just a ton of these builders were simply put out of business and they couldn't handle what was going on. So they simply exited the market, and that market share was taken over by our large home builders. I mean, in Central Oregon, you know your Polishes, your D.R. Hortons, SunWest, etc. These guys started to eat tons of market share, but they only catered to certain types of building. They looked for large swaths of land to put in big amounts of homes that are fairly cookie cutter, and that's what they do. They just build subdivisions. But our small home builders that were finding little lots and building spec homes or doing onesie-twosie stuff for people on a custom basis, they kind of disappeared to the tune of around 65%. So there was a huge gap left in that market because not everybody was looking for a subdivision home. And as that market share has been eaten up, those amounts of homes have disappeared, partially because the builders simply went out of business, started working for other people. And the lending regulations didn't allow for the same speculative building processes. So when people ask, are we in a bubble? No, we aren't really in a bubble. It's more like everything that we're experiencing right now, especially if you're familiar with the trades, we're in a shortage. We're in a shortage of so many things when it comes down to materials, but we're definitely in a shortage of houses, which is why the prices continue to rise, especially in places that are heavily trafficked due to mass exoduses from different states based on policy. I mean, Central Oregon, you're seeing that as a prime example where you see just thousands of people coming here a year, and we're simply not able to keep up with the demand because we don't have the building capacity. So right now, are we in a bubble? Potentially. We could see what's coming down the pipeline with the foreclosure lines, but when you're missing a 1.5 to 3 million houses across the United States, it's going to take some time to correct, and then in that meantime, the prices are just going to go up. So the best time to buy a house at this point is now, because the supply is going to simply just continually to drive equity. So if you have any questions about that, I'd love to be a resource. I can also send you over that picture so that you can look at it a little bit more. My name is Parker. I'm selling Central Oregon. Have yourself a great day.